lot of people see heteronormativity as just a fancy way of saying people assuming you're straight. But heteronormativity refers to a much larger system of social norms where it's not about people assuming you, the individual, is straight, but rather the assumption that the default position to be in society is straight. Our society can be classified as a patronormative heteronormative society, both because of its patriarchal leanings and the manner in which it ascribes greater value to heterosexual relationships. The family unit plays a huge role in forming society. A society that reinforces patriarchal values in family structures will reinforce patriarchal values in its law and wider culture. Society is always made up of what's considered norm and what's considered deviant. So, where does the referendum next Friday come into this? I started thinking about heteronormativity the other day when I heard people on the bus not understanding why people got so upset about all the no posters all over Dublin. Things that say a mother's love is irreplaceable, or, protect children. And I got off the bus and I was annoyed and upset. And normally I would write a blog post or make a video or, just rant on Twitter, but somehow I ended up making these watercolor things, and I can't draw, so I nearly never reach for art when I'm trying to express myself, so this was different, but somehow it just worked on this occasion. I think because what I was feeling was coming from so many visual things, I felt like I needed to express it with something visual. Because people who haven't lived a LGBT experience don't understand what it's the subtext to that and what it's like to be bombarded with those messages every day.
Homophobia and the marginalisation of LGBTA communities didn't start with this referendum. These are lived experiences of bigotry and passive-aggressive othering. You've already dealt with personal attacks your whole life, and now plastered on every street are messages that you're not fit to be a parent, that families that aren't of one type are lesser. Do you know what it's like to be told that your care is dangerous to children?
Sometimes there's backlash in radical queer communities against the obsession with marriage equality, because marriage isn't the most pressing issue facing a lot of LGBT people out there in the world. There are honest to God laws that condemn people to death. There are gender recognition legislation that puts trans people in really precarious situations. There's just all these child and health laws that make things really difficult. But you should vote yes anyway. Because whether or not you believe that the institution of marriage should hold the legal and social and cultural significance it does. And the normative structures of our society teach people that they belong on the outside. And yes, interesting ideas and identities can emerge in deviant subcultures, but ultimately those are dangerous places to be. Marginalized people are vulnerable to attack in law, in culture. Health and mental health suffer. It's well documented. It's easy to forget that there are real people trying to lead their real lives behind all the academia, but it's important that we don't forget it. If this referendum passes next week, we'll be the first country in the world to pass marriage equality through a popular vote. The numbers of people registering to vote for the first time in the 18 to 25 age bracket, the most politically disengaged age bracket when it comes to voting, has been phenomenal. And if even half of those people decide that now that they're registered, they're going to start voting regularly, pretty much the way the next general election will be run will be wildly different. There's more to it than just some abstract idea of the institution of marriage. This has real repercussions on people's lives, and that's why you should vote yes.